Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, you are welcome, and if you're already a subscriber, you are also welcome. You are all truly welcome. Now, today I'm just going to be going straight into a video that somebody requested. Now, please, I know I've been getting lots of requests from other people, about certain videos that they want me to make, especially the cooking videos. Now, I'm very sorry it's taking so long. There's just been a whole lot of things, and one of those is that by the time I come back from work, it's already getting dark because this is our winter now. So by the time I come back from work, and then I'm so tired, I wouldn't have the time to film, and even if I want to film, it's a bit dark. So I'm trying to see if I can invest in a bigger and better light, and also a microphone, because if I'll be cooking, then definitely I'll need a mic. So these are things that I'm still working on at the background. So as soon as those are ready, I will get on to do the cooking, the recipes that you've asked for. So I've had about 3 or 4 requests on recipes pertaining my keto diet. I will do that. I certainly will do that. I haven't forgotten. I'm still working on it. Hopefully, as we're nearing the Christmas holiday, I'll probably have some time to do that. Now, you might say, what about Saturdays? Well, Saturdays, I spend my Saturdays cleaning and driving my children to all sorts of clubs, so I haven't got the time to do that. Saturday, Sunday, I'm in church, and when I'm back, I'm preparing for work and for school for the week. So my week is totally full, but as I said, we're getting near the Christmas holiday, so I will hopefully have by that time I will have the necessary things I need, and then also have a lot of time to do those videos. So please bear with me. Okay, before we get on to it, I will be right back. Welcome back. As I said, if you are an old subscriber, you are welcome, and if you are new, well, you are also welcome. Please click on the subscribe button, which you can find on the screen if you haven't done so already, and if you have, well, thank you and thank you. Now, this is a video, as I said, this is a video somebody requested for, and this has to do with the last video which I uploaded, which has to do with reading. So this video is part 3 on how to get your children to read. Okay, this is the part 3 of the previous 2 videos on how to get your children to read, or how to help your children to read. Now, the first one, I talked about how to, if you haven't seen it, please go back and look at that one, because I think it's a build up. Okay, so it's a step-by-step process. So the first one was how to encourage your children to love reading and want to read, and the second one is basically how to start motivating them and how to start helping them to listen with their listening, especially in terms of sounds, and all of that. And then this video is basically the resources that I use, where the second one had resources that I use to help them as prompts, to help them as they start their reading journey. And then in this video now, I'll be going into books. Now, as I said, the first video, you don't need books. Well, having said that, that doesn't mean you shouldn't read to your children. Please make it a habit to read to your children, okay? At that stage, they might not be readers, but what you can do as a parent is read to them, okay? Get a child-friendly book and read to them. And then the second stage as well, the same thing. It's not so much your child reading, it is still you as the parent or the guardian still reading for the child. Okay, so just get them to enjoy and love listening to stories and want to read, and that's also helping them to kind of develop the reading habits that they need as they get along. So I'll be sharing with you the books that I use. So now at this stage, your child, your toddler should be now getting ready to begin to blend and segment. Now, as I said in my previous video, segmenting and blending is basically pulling the word apart. For instance, if you have the word bag, you go bag. Okay, so that's your segmenting the words. You're putting them into their various sounds, because of course there are 3 sounds in that word, bag. So there are 3 sounds, so you're pulling those apart. And then when I say blending, is you're pulling the words back. So bag, bag, bag. Okay, so at this point your child would have developed some good listening skills. So in terms of hearing the sounds, they're able to segment the sounds in the word, and then now they are ready to read. Okay, now some of the books that I use with my child is at the first stage. Now this one you can do when they're not so much readers, because these are wordless books. So basically this helps your child with reading comprehension and understanding, because of course reading comprehension is part of reading. You just don't read, you read to also understand what you're reading. So this one helps with reading comprehension. I think these are skills that you should build alongside each other, because sometimes you have children who are very good at reading, but then they have no comprehension. So if you ask them, what have you read, what's the story about, who's in the character, they'll just tell you, I don't know. So but then these wordless books, they help with comprehension, reading comprehension. So basically they'll be able to tell you what's happening in the books. As I said, they are wordless books. So this one's got no word, but then you use the picture to kind of create the word, use the picture to kind of explain what is happening in the book, and then that way, so basically they have to look at the picture, have a look and say, okay, what is going on here? And then they'll tell you the story. They make up their own story with what they can see, and then they'll be able to kind of summarize the book for you. So that's what this one does. So this is a wordless book. So it's just helping children to understand, yes, that sometimes we have books that have no words, but then you can also make up your own words. That's what story is all about. Some stories, not fiction, is all about. You make up your own words, so that helps them with language. So they are speaking to you. They are kind of describing words. They're talking about what they see. You know, so that helps them a lot with their language, and as I said, their comprehension, because they need to actually understand what is going on in the picture, in the page, to be able to tell you about that. Now, some children might not be able to do this, but as the adults, you can help them. You can say, what's going on here? What's the girl doing? So they can see, they might tell you the girl is shouting. So you might want to prompt them, or the first time you can do it on your own. You can say, well, the girl is screaming and the mom is closing her ear, and the little boy. Of course, the story builds on, so it's a build-up. So it's not just random pictures, it's a build-up. So you as a parent, you can do that with them. So this is a wordless book. You can use this one when your child is still not a reader, or when they haven't got into the blending and segmenting phase. You can still use this one, okay? And then when they're beginning to read gradually, okay, you have, this is the phase 2. Now, having said that, I've got different schemes, okay? So you have different schemes. You have the Oxford Reading Tree. For those of us in the UK, you have Oxford Reading Tree. You have the Julia, which one is that? You have the Julia Donaldson. You have the which other one? There are various reading schemes. So these are reading schemes. There are so many. You have the read writing. You have, which other one? There's another one I'm trying to think of, but I can't remember top of my head. So you've got various schemes, and some of these schemes have their own books, their own reading books. So for instance, this is not a scheme. This is children's TV program. Now remember my last video, I talked about the power of alpha blocks. So alpha blocks also have books for them. So this ones I bought online because they're very easy. So just lots of pictures, and then they're very easy. So they're basically like beginning words and sounds. So, and then they also segment it here, and then they put it together. Sorry, I've got a lot of pen marks where my children have been. I've had this one for a very long time. So the children have been playing around with it. So this is the phase 2. When I mean phase 2, this is when they're able and they're beginning to blend and segment. So they're beginning to read. Okay, so you use this one because some of these books don't have what we call common exception words. So those are like the and, the he. So words that you cannot really segment and blend. So those are words that are difficult, because if I want to blend, let's say he was, so you go as, but that's not the word. The word is was, is us. So some words you can't really use blending and segmenting. You can't use phonics to help you read. So those words are called common exception words, which you just need to teach those ones to the children. So this beginning phase 2, some of them, not all, some of them have very little common exception words, because then they can throw off a child if a child is not up to that level. Okay, so this one I find very useful. My child just Sorry about the pen marks. It just tells you. So this one, my child, this is a very easy for them. So you have this one, which is the CBBS one. This is not a scheme, it's a children's program, TV program, but they've got books as well. And then you also have the Songbird. Is the Julia Donaldson was the Songbird. Okay, so this is also phase 2. So this is for beginning readers as well. And then you can see they're very simple words. Now you've got he, so this is a common exception word. So some of these words you might have to read for them at this stage because they might not be able to do that. And you've got the. So these are common exception words. And then but most of them are basically easy words that the children can read with their phase 2 sounds. So this is sing, cat, dog. So these are very easy words. So this is a phase 2 book and it's very easy. So I have this one and I have the Alpha Blocks one, and then also I have this one. This is, what is this one? This is Collins Big Cats Reading Lions. So again, it's another scheme. I don't know the scheme, to be honest. Another one, but again, very easy, simple CVC words that the children can read. So Sam. Oh, when I mean CVC words, it's consonant, vowel, consonant. So these are just simple words like cat, dog, mat, rat, pat. Easy words that children can read with the phase 2 sounds. Okay. So again, you can see common exception word, go. So that one, as I said, you have to read those ones for them when they get there. But the rest of them, they're very simple words. So I have this one. So Sam and the Knot. So again, this is phase 1. Now some schemes have different names. Okay. So this one says phase 2. But it's about the same level with this one. It's about the same level. This is phase 2, and this one says phase 1. So first reading. So they're about the same level. So each scheme will have different names for their stages. And then again, I have the Songbird. So this is the 6-in-1 book. I think the idea with this thing is the more you practice, the more they get better at it. Okay, so you have the wordless book, you have the there's no phase 1 book because of course phase 1 books are just listening to sounds. So you jump from wordless books to phase 2. Okay, if you're using a scheme that uses that. And then phase 3. Okay, again, so this is when they're now getting into phase 3 sounds, when they're getting into diagraphs, triagraphs, when the words are becoming a bit more complex. So then you have this ones. So you can see the diagraph there. Okay, so this is about the second stage of reading, second phase of reading, but in a sense, phase 3. Okay, so this is I think this is Phonics Bog. This is Phonics Bog. So this is another scheme called Phonics Bog. So this is their own book. Again, this is another Phonics Bog, and this is Songbird phase 3. Okay. So basically, I don't really stick to one particular phase. I just go to the bookshop or wherever I buy them from, and I look through to see if it's in line with what my child already knows or the phase where my child is. And then as they read and they get better, I move up a phase. So first of all, I start with phase 1 books. Any of the phase 1 books, start with those, and then keep reading every single day whenever you have a bit of time. Now, because sometimes some of the phases can be a little bit longer and they might be young. So even if they read a page or 2 for that day, 3 pages, that's fine. They don't have to finish the whole book, but then make an effort to try and finish it the next day so that they can understand the story. And then, for instance, if they read page 1 to 3 today, tomorrow you can read page 1 to 3 for them again, and then they read the remaining part of it just so that they have the full picture of the book. So basically, you start with wordless books as well as other range of reading material, storybooks out there, and then you move on to phase 2 or phase 1 depending on the scheme of books that you're using, and then you have phase 3, and then it goes up to phase 5 books. So you go up to, for instance, Songbird is my favorite because I think it's easy to find and it's everywhere, to be honest. You can buy on Amazon, you can buy on eBay if you're in the UK. I don't know about America, I don't know about Nigeria, but depending on where you are, you can get all of this. And to be honest, they're lovely for me. Yeah, yes, they don't really help with comprehension because some of them are just very boring. But at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is to get your child to read, and then also you can help with the comprehension. Some of them have questions, so like this ones have questions and things that you can ask your children to help with comprehension, so that they're not just reading the book. So this one talks about ask a child, blah blah blah. So you have some comprehension questions in them. Now, some people argue that it's a good idea to expose your child to a range of books, because some of these books can just be a little bit too focused on one particular thing, so you're not really exposing your child to a range of books out there. So please feel free to get as many schemes as you want. Just combine them. Don't stick to one particular scheme, because as I said, they can be a little bit restricted in the way they do things. But if you have this one, you have that one, as many schemes as you can get. Well, I'm not saying buy the whole shop. No, that's not what I mean. But 2, 3, 4 schemes, you can have different. So you have different flavors and different stories for your child to expose them to more words, because the idea is you want to expose them to more words so that they can learn and then put that in the bank, in their brain bank. So yeah, as I said, these are the ones I use. If there's anything out there that you know, I know some people in Nigeria, they use what is it called now? What's this phonics scheme that they use? Jolly Phonics. So I think Jolly Phonics also have their own books as well. So if that's what you use, that's fine. If that's what you have, that's fine. These are the ones that I use for now. As I said, if you have any questions, if you have any comment, now I'm very sorry I've used a lot of technical terms in this video, but I've tried to explain those terms as I went along. But if you feel that there's something you don't understand that I've said, please feel free to put a comment or a question below, and I will pick those up and I will respond to your questions. Okay, all right then. That's all for me from today. I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and friends. It's the season, well, the Christmas season, and we know while we are celebrating Christmas, so do not forget, yes, it's a time to have fun with your family, but it's also a time to reflect on what Christ Jesus. Peace to you all, and I will see you soon. Bye.